Hello people, how are you today? It's Helen Tururi. Welcome back to my channel. And people, I love you. It has been a week, we have been busy, but we thank God we are back like we never left. So people, we are going to talk about the power of forgiving, or the power of forgiveness. The power behind forgiveness. And this is what we call benefits of forgiving. Have you heard that? Do you forgive? I know some of us we don't forgive. Some of us we forgive with conditions. Some of us we don't even know whether we have forgiven or we haven't. Like to go freestyle, how do you mean me? But don't cross my line because I say that. So we thank God because I've been thinking of what to talk about. Like a week, thinking like nitaongelelea nini, but I thank God He has given me this idea power, and it is good to share it with you people because I feel like most of us we hold on too much to people, we hold on to things that do not bring value in our lives, and we mess hapo katikati, but it is good when we forgive because it has a lot of benefits to us and to the other person too who we have forgiven. You get this opportunity to mend back, to bring back the relationship, to do a lot of things. In fact, it is a lot. So let us start with our number one point. When you forgive, what happens? You feel the pain is gone away. So I thought I should say forgiving is a painkiller. Ni painkiller, by the way, ina relieve your pain. When you have a lot of burden, you have a lot of things in your head, you're thinking a lot, you feeling like umesqueeziwa, your heart is so much in pain. When you start releasing it, you start forgiving, you start feeling like the pain is fading away slowly, inaenda ikiisha pole pole. And that's why I said it is a painkiller. That pain in your heart, when you forgive, it moves away and it goes away. Another thing that I know pain, when I know forgiving does, it saves you time. You know, when you are in pain, when you are thinking about what happened, when you are thinking the wrong, when you are thinking the effects of the wrong that has been done onto you, you waste a lot of time thinking about that, and also you waste a lot of time managing yourself with the person who did wrong to you. Some of us we don't even want to mingle with such kind of people because how alinikosea, so nataka nini kwake next. You just move on, you don't want anything to do with that person, and you waste a lot of time thinking like, what am I going to do to this person? But I noticed when you forgive, you save that time. Instead of thinking about what are you going to do to him, how to revenge, how to make him feel the same pain you are feeling, instead of thinking that, when you forgive, you save that time and you start thinking about other things that bring value in you. Another thing that when you forgive happens, you feel free. You feel free. It frees you. Forgiving frees you. Have you noticed that when you don't forgive, you are in a corner, uko corner fulani, like you want to do something wrong to someone who did you wrong, so you are not free because you are thinking on how to revenge, how to make him feel this pain, how to do something that will make him see like you felt it. You are not free because you even feel like you don't want to associate too much with this person. Maybe you feel a lot of things happen because you are not free. You feel like you are slaved with this thing that happened. A lot of things happen in between, and when you don't forgive, in fact, you are never free. You are like a slave of that thing that happened. But when you forgive, you feel free. Your heart becomes so jovial. Your heart finds something, at least some, can I say some rest? Yeah, you feel like you are now able to mingle, you are now able to do something, your heart is so happy, so you free yourself when you forgive. Another thing that forgiving brings to you is it makes you feel at rest. Yeah, when when someone did wrong to you, there's a lot, your heart feels so burdened, your heart feels like you need to, your heart feels squeezed and feels a lot of things inside it, a lot of, you think a lot, you want to do a lot of things to relieve the pain, but it doesn't go away until you forgive. So when you forgive, you feel like you are at rest, unapumua. You feel like kuna kitu inakudunga dunga uko ndani that you want to release if you haven't forgiven, but the moment you forgive, you feel that that thing has gone away, and now you are at rest. You are able to do something else, something that brings something good in between the two of you, so you feel at rest. And you, that's when you can even have a coffee with someone who did wrong to you, because now you are where you are at rest, una feel like niko sawa, naweza fanya anything na huyu mtu. After feeling at rest, I think our next point will be you feel rebuild, you feel rebuild. Unajengeka. Sijui English, sijui Kiswahili. I'm just in the middle of these things. You feel like forgiving brings back the relationship, it builds back the relationship between the two of you. If someone did wrong to you and you never forgive this person, you can never be in a good relationship with the person, because you have not forgiven him or her. But the moment you forgive, you feel like you can do something together. Maybe this is your husband and you've not forgiven him for what he did, or your wife, you've not forgiven her for what she did. You are not in a good relationship with her, because when akikuona tu anafili kupasuka, hata anapotea, hataki muongee, hataki kukupea chance ya kuexplain, because she or he has not forgiven you. But the moment this person forgives you, you start building back the trust, you start building back your relationship, and in fact you trust again, and it becomes so permanent, so strong when you forgive now, because the trust is coming back slowly and you build back that relationship. Another thing that forgiving does, it heals. We have a lot of burdens in our heart, we have a lot of things that are crisscrossing our mind, and we, in fact, we are very sick down in our hearts. A lot of people are bleeding because of the pain that they're carrying in their hearts. But the moment you forgive, you get healed. In fact, it happens in both sides, the person who wronged you and you yourself. When you forgive, you start healing the pain, you start healing, you start taking away the burdens that are in your heart, you start bringing back the pieces, you start feeling like, oh, now I am happy, now I don't feel this pain anymore, now I am free, now I'm building back the relationship, and you start healing slowly until you become so strong, so strong like before. So when you forgive, you get healed, your heart get healed, your emotions get healed, and you start bringing back that good relationship. Another thing that forgiving does, it opens window for more opportunities. You know, when you are in pain with someone who had done you wrong, you have not forgiven this person, you don't have opportunity to talk to him, or you don't have opportunity to bring any other idea except the pain. That's why when someone wrongs you, the moment you start talking to him about anything, unataka tu kumkumbusha, you just want to remind this person how he did wrong to you. But the moment you forgive, you start building, or you start creating more opportunities. So forgiving brings more opportunities to you. Maybe someone wanted to make a good deal with you, but because he wronged you or she wronged you, feel like you don't want to talk to this person. again. So at that moment you are closing a lot of opportunities in between you. And because also when this person did this something wrong, you never forgive, you broke that trust. Like the next time nitajaribu kufanya kitu na yeye atanikosea. So when you do that, you see you have lost a lot of opportunities that were on the way coming. But the moment you open yourself and you forgive, you open that window for another opportunity to come back and another good thing to happen between the two of you. Another thing that this forgiving does, it moves the burden away. You see, when someone has done something wrong to you, ujamsamehea, unafeel uko na mzigo umembeba. I don't know, there is a Swahili saying hata sikumbuki, like kuni okay, I don't know how to say it, but I want to say that when you are carrying someone in your heart, you have not forgiven someone in your heart, there is a lot of pain, there is a lot of burden. Imagine umebeba mtu na yeye ako free huko, this person doesn't even, maybe never recognize that he did something wrong, or maybe he doesn't even remember he did you wrong, but you are carrying him in your heart all over. Ukimwona unasikia tu mbaya, unasikia roho yako inachafuka. Wengine hata wakiona mtu aliwakosea wanatapikanga to that extent. So this means you have a lot of burden in your heart. And remember, even tunafundishwa in the Bible, we are taught like, forgive us as we forgive who has wronged us. So it's tit for tat. You forgive me, God forgives you. I forgive you, God forgives me. And the moment you forgive someone, this burden goes away. You feel light, you feel free, you feel moving like so you forgive because you don't want to walk around with a lot of burden in your heart. Another thing that forgiving does, it brings peace. In fact, peace inaleta peace kwa vitu mingi sana. It brings peace to your heart. It brings peace to the person who wronged you. It brings peace to you and God, because if I haven't forgiven you, God has not forgiven me. That is the rule. It is tit for tat. Forgive us as we forgive those who has wronged us. So the moment I forgive you, that is when God forgives me. So when I forgive you, I create peace with you, and I create peace with God, and also I create peace with myself, because when I walk around thinking like someone wronged me, I have maybe to do something wrong to make him feel what I felt, I have a lot of things, I'm not at peace, I have a lot of burden, I don't have even time to think about anything else. But when I forgive you, I feel peace, and also I give you opportunity to feel peace. And even when you forgive someone in a store, maybe something that maybe someone thought like, you guys in nisamehea, this will never forgive me, when you forgive that in a store, it really shocks, because someone did you wrong and you call her for a coffee, or you call her to your house, or you walk around saying good things about this person who knows he did wrong to you. So it calls for this person to feel peace, like, oh, he can invite me for a coffee, then thank God, I'm at peace now, I can do things with him, I can mingle with him. So forgiving brings peace. And another thing that forgiving does, it builds us back our relationship with God. It brings us closer, it brings us back to God, to where we are supposed to be. When we are at sin, in fact, staying without forgiving someone is also, it's a sin. So when we are at sin, we are not close to God, we are far away from God. But when we forgive, we come closer to our God, or to our Maker, and that is what he calls for. He calls for forgiveness, that we may forgive others as we are forgiven by God. I love you people. So before we end this, please let us subscribe, let us do our usual subscribing, and let us pray for each other, that we may have a spirit of forgiving each other, a spirit that doesn't hold others wrongs let us not hold other people because they did wrong to us. Let us learn to forgive, and when we learn to forgive, we learn to do a lot of things. We learn to live a fully life which is has a lot of happiness and joy. We learn to live with other people. We learn to live with all characters, because when you forgive this one, you forgive the other person, and the other person, everyone has his or her own character. So when you learn to forgive, you do a lot with living with people of different characters. That was our today's, and it ended there. And may God bless you, may God keep you for me, and keep you also for yourself. And remember to forgive anyone who does wrong to you.